All right, everyone. Hopefully everybody can see the screen and the webcast. Just want to do a quick view. All right, good. Welcome, everybody. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trading. Thanks, everyone, for being here. We're going to talk about how to master real-time order book and analyze for stock trading. Hopefully everybody's been excited about starting. I look at September as a new year because summer's over, kids are back at school, and these are some of the best times to trade during the year. You go into an election, but you know what? There's been a lot of uncertainty out there. Obviously, you see the market has not been doing too well. We have been breaking highs, we've been testing lows. But the key that you have to understand is how to find and what drives these stocks that go up. Now, just quick before we get started, quick little disclosure, just to let you know that when I'm not making any guarantees or promises or warranties or anything like that, trading varies from student to student. Everything here we're doing is strictly for educational purposes, okay? Now, what I want to do really quick is I want to get right to the market. Let's check out what's going on in the market really quick. And I want to show you exactly what we're going to talk about. And then I'm going to teach you a little bit more about the style of it. Now, there were a couple of stocks that were moving this morning. I want to bring up one that's moving up really nicely this morning. Okay, so did everyone see the stock FEMY? Just give me a chat back, give me a yes or no in the cyber group in the chat box. Everybody see this stock right here? Nobody saw this stock? Guy, you saw it. Larry, you did. Jose, you didn't. Okay. Anyone else? Daryl, did you see it? Elaine, did you see it? Okay. So let's look at this stock really quick. So far this morning, you could see how the stock started at 7 o'clock this morning, was at $1.30. It shot up to about $2. Market opened up. It went from $1.80 up to $2.30. It went as high as $3.60. Now that stock right there, fellow traders, let me just bring this up and show you what we're talking about. So you can see that stock right now is up over 100%. In the past couple of days, it was up even higher than that. This stock was all the way down here at 30 cents. It went to $1. It went to $3.30. Now, some of you, I think the first thing that most people are going to say is, oh, these are penny stocks. I don't trade penny stocks. I get it. Okay. There are other stocks out there we could have traded. There were other stocks that were moving pretty well too. We could look at some brand names. AMD. Did that move up 100%? Did Tesla move up 100%? Okay. Did Apple move up 100%? All right. But when you look at the big percentage gainers and losers, this is what you find. Now, who here would tell me that you wouldn't like to buy a stock at $2 and sell it at $3? Okay. You bought 1,000, and you know what? First thing comes to people's mind, and I know a lot of you make this mistake. You're saying, you know what? How about we trade if I trade the option on it? Because I can't afford to trade Tesla. Sometimes it'll cost you just as much to buy the option and to buy the stock. All right. So there are a lot of stocks that are moving in today's markets. And, you just got to know where to look, and you got to know why they're moving. Now, what you're about to learn right now is this. We're going to talk about something called level 4. Okay. Now, level 4 is where we get to see all these big orders, where the big block orders are. I'm going to show you exactly how these things get bid up and down. Now, I want to show you something. Now, listen to me carefully. You're about to see and witness something that no one probably has ever shown you before. I want you to look at right here. Do you see these little red lines right here? Does anybody here want to take a guess? Why are those red lines there, and why is the stock going up? Can anyone take a guess out there? Right, because you're actually a student of ours. That is what you're seeing is buyers. Those are buyers, and those are big buyers, and they're buying it. Now, when I zoom out and you see right here, fellow traders, you can see how that's called a ladder effect. Now, I want you to look right here. Okay, I want you to look right here directly. Let me get a little crayon out here. Does everybody see this number right there? Everybody see that? Can anybody tell me how many shares is that? What do you see right there? What number is that right there? What do you see? What number is that? I know it might be a little difficult, for some of us out there, but that's right. That's 163,000 shares. He was trying to buy it here. He was trying to buy it here. He was trying to buy it here. He tried to buy it there. He tried to buy it there. And when this stock, when he showed up, it was down here. Guess what? In a matter of, I don't know, 15 minutes, stock ran from 240 to 280. If you bought 1,000 shares, made 40 cents, that's $400. You do that every day. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a $100,000 a year salary. Okay. Who here cares what the company does? Or would you like to find something with a lot of buyers and a lot of orders out there? Serena says, Fausto, that's really cool. You haven't seen anything yet. Right now, I'm just showing you the future. Okay. Now, for some of you, think about it. Can you do this with brand names like NVIDIA? Could you do it with Tesla? Could you do it with Apple? Absolutely. But as a trader, what you try to do is to risk the least amount as possible with the high amount of reward. And that's what we're looking to do. So what I'm here to do, ladies and gentlemen, is teach you the art of trading. How do I know this? Well, that's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay. And that hopefully this just kept your attention and start to realize, holy crap, I could see the future. I could see orders out there. I could see who's buying it and selling it. Yes, you are. But I need to show you exactly how we do it and why we do it and why you should be listening. And this will be the last training class you will take than anyone else out there in the industry. So let me just change it. So what I'm going to do right now is this. Does everyone have a phone? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite all of you to watch me for 1 whole week into the original trading room, which is right here. I'm going to invite everybody into this trading room, and you're going to meet all the instructors, me, Alex, John, Rich, Josh, George, all these traders. You're going to meet every trader in the room. You're going to see how we work with the traders, how we find these stocks, why they're going up, why they're going down. I also want to point out right here to kind of show you something even more. You see right here, fellow traders, just to show you like I'm not just picking things out of the hat. All right. I want you to look right here. You see this right here, fellow traders? You see that clock right there? That's 9:30 in the morning. Okay. Look at this. This is 9:16. Do you see what stock is in that list right there? Right there. FEMY. Yes, we have Carvana, we have NVIDIA, we have Nike. You probably heard about all those. But look at FEMY. We were already in this before even anyone out there even knew it. And think about how much better and smarter training education you'll do if you knew you got a good watch list and you know what was moving and why it was moving. That's why you're here. And that's why we're all going to hopefully get every single one of you super excited to go out there and join us in our room. So if you haven't done it yet, take your phone. I'm going to also give you the link this afternoon, in the next 45 minutes. But if you want to be first online, the first 10 people that register, I'm going to actually talk to you on the phone, give you a coaching class. I'm going to throw it as a bonus. All right. Now, who is Fausto Pugliese? Who is Cyber Trading University? Well, let me explain something to you. I've been doing this for over 30 years. Okay. I'm one of the original day traders that started this industry before anyone did. So I competed against every school in the industry. I beat every school that went up against. I actually should have been a 25-time champion, but a lot of people didn't show up, believe it or not. But this is actually at the Money Show. And like I said, I compete against all these traders. But the thing is, what separates me from everyone else is that I was a market maker. Okay, that's what I used to do. I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the industry. What I've learned as a trader is something that some of you probably didn't even know. You never heard of a stock FEMY. Okay, you probably never heard of a stock like VSMM that's moving this morning. This is like, where did you find these? Why did you pick that one, not that one? Because it's all about risk to reward. See, we're here not to trade something because we know the name. We're here to trade something to control our losses, something that's going to give us the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. If I made $400 on Apple, I made $400 on FEMY, what was the difference? Well, about several $100s in stock value. Okay. You're going to need $170,000 to buy 1,000 shares of that, where this one, you're only going to need $1,000, $2,000 to do it. Big difference. If your goal is to make that much money, that's what it is. So these are things that you have to look at. Now, my question to you is this. Now you know how long I've been doing it. Now you know exactly what we're doing. I want you all to tell me something. How long have you been trading? How long have you been investing? Serena, how long you been doing it? Guy, how long you been doing it? James, Kevin, Larry, how long? Philip, Serena, Tom, Wayne, I'm just going down the list. About 2017 doing cryptos. Okay, well, you're probably not doing too well with cryptos. I don't know, because I think it was at like 65,000. Where's it down now? 26? Anyone else? So think about it. You've been doing it for 5 years. You just started, John. Okay, good. Well, let me explain something to you. The next question I have to ask everybody is this. Who trained you? Okay. Anyone here have a mentor, has somebody that coaches them, that's part of a trading room? Anyone here doing that right now? Anyone part of it? Well, I know you, Ted, because you're a student of ours, obviously. Anybody? I've been you guys since 2014. Well, good to see you again, Larry. No. Look at all the no's. Now, let me explain something to everybody here. First of all, there's some people not answering. So I'll just take that as a no. And let me just tell you this. If you didn't answer, it's okay. Don't be embarrassed. All right. Don't be embarrassed but I want to point something out to you. Would you want anyone to manage your money that never knew finance? How about let me do something more scary? Would you let anyone work on your loved ones that never went to med school, that never had someone to train them how to do the surgery in the first place, other than just said, oh, I watched it on YouTube. You know, why do I got to learn it? What makes you different than them? So the thing is this, let's stop playing games. Trading is a very big failure rate, okay? And the reason why people fail is because who trained you? And you know what people always say to me? Oh, what does that have to do with it? I don't know. What has to do if I go to a guy that never went to med school to do brain surgery? You know, it's a lot cheaper to go through him than pay the hospital. Oh, nobody wants that? Okay. Well, I know that sounds ridiculous, but the truth is this. You're out there trying to manage your money, trade your money. You got the greatest job in the world, but you got to surround yourself with good traders that do it all day long. Okay. And not be convinced or, someone selling you the dream, because that's not what it's about. There are stocks that are moving, like AMD, stocks that we traded, big moves on them. BNOX, look at this stock right here from pre-market, $2.50 to $7. They're there all day long. AVGR, you probably never heard of this stock before. The last 30 minutes of the close, this thing goes from $9 up to about 13, and after hours goes to 15. You're like, my God, that's unbelievable. FMIA, that's the one that this morning, before I took this screenshot, was at 10 o'clock. Look, the thing ran to $3. They're there every day. So let me go talk a little bit about how we find them, because I know a lot of you don't know where to look to find them. And how do we know if they're going to go down or they're going to go up? So the first place we look at is our big percentage gainers and losers. That's it. Okay. You want my crystal ball? There's my crystal ball. You all have it. How many of you have it up on your execution system? Probably, maybe 10% of you. Probably don't even pay attention to it. Listen, look right here by big percentage gainers and losers. Look what's number, well, this is a buyout, Blue Apron. I don't know if you heard about that one. FMI is the second biggest percentage gainer, in the market. Biggest volume leader right there. You could see it. But then what we have? ETFs, Tesla, number 4. I mean, would you want to trade Tesla at 250? Or would you rather trade FMI that's up 112% right now? You could have saw it this morning, and it's a $3 stock. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're there. They're very easy to find. But the thing you have to look at is, and what I'm about to show you, and this is what we teach you in my class, at Cyber University, is like, okay, well, how do you pick the one out of all those stocks that are going to give you the best chance with the least amount of risk? with the high amount of reward. Well, that's something that we teach you. I'm going to save for later. But if you want to know where we found them, there's your answer. Okay. Now, let's do this. Question for everyone here. Give me A, B, C, or D. How do these stocks move? Is it news? Give me an A. Is it company fundamental? Give me a B. If it's buyers and sellers, give me a C. Or if it's technical support, give me a D. Marco, you're right. Bill, you're wrong. Martin, Daryl, you're right. Kevin, you're wrong. Tom, you're right. Philip, you're right. Well, you know what? Why do I have students here saying you have the right answer? What about you, Martin? Oh, you did. You answered me. All right. I saw your answer. I'm sorry about that. Lynn, I didn't hear from you. Now, I can see right here about 80% of you are correct. So if you said C, congratulations. It's buying and selling. Let me go back to the FMI. Okay. Why did FMI go up? I don't know. Maybe it had to do with the 160,000 share buyer kept bidding it up. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you were able to see these big buyers out there? Now, remember, when we found it earlier, the stock was at 9 o'clock in the morning. What we're looking at right now is 10:30, and you could see the buyers kept showing up. How many of you here are looking at monitoring those buyers and sellers? Not too many of it. And you know why? I'll tell you why most people, and I know everyone here is not going to be that person anymore. The reason why, I'm going to tell you the true answer why trading is an 80 to 90% failure rate. Because they don't want to pay. That's why. When I started to trade, I was 22 years old. I just turned 52, and I'm still doing it, and I love it. And I'm probably the oldest person you'll meet in the industry that's been around as long as I have. I'm one of the original day traders that started back in the 90s. When I started, it was 1,000 of us. Now there's millions. When I started, you know how hard it was to convince a 22-year-old to come up with $1,000 a month to get this data? $1,000. Okay. Now, I know some of you here are probably looking at it like, you know what? If you made me $400 a day, $1,000 is pretty cheap. I don't see that being a problem. Back then, 95% of the people were still not convinced. And I know some of you probably somewhat, but you're probably still skeptical to come up with $1,000, right? Doesn't cost $1,000. Doesn't cost $500. Doesn't cost $100. You know what it costs? $15. And you know what? For $9, I'm going to show you how to read it for 1 week. Now, let me ask everybody a dumb question. Does anyone here have a problem dishing out $9 to find out where 70% of the volume is on a stock that you're in? Anyone here have a problem with that? I mean, is it worth $9 to me to show you for a week how to get the live data that you could pay $15 a month right through the exchange? Okay. I know it's like a no-brainer, right? It's like, right, Bill? It's like, who wouldn't want to spend that? Now, so let me tell you this question. If no one here is willing to dish even $1, you should probably log out of the room right now. And I'm going to give you some advice, and please don't take this the wrong way. Okay. You shouldn't be trading. You should not be trading. Actually, what you should be doing is they raised interest rates pretty high. Just go get your 4% in the bank. You know, maybe open a treasury or start interviewing stockbrokers. Nothing is free in this world. I know for a fact, no one here made their money by free. Okay. Somehow you worked your ass off to make that money. And you know what? You don't work for free. So anyone that's looking for free stuff, actually, those are people you want to trade against because they have no idea what they're doing. Think about it. If you were in sports and someone never joined a team and had a coach, whatever, has never worked out, wouldn't you want to compete against him? Or would you rather compete with someone that spends money on training and track and everything else? That's where it comes down to. So let me tell you how we're going to find and how we teach our students how to follow the big money. So we're going to cover something called level 3 and level 4. Okay. Now, has anyone ever heard of level 3 and level 4 before? Actually, I could even do a poll. You know what? Because I know some of you are not the most little shy, you know, and let me just post this up. Does anyone here have level 4? I'm going to do a quick poll. Hopefully you guys can see it on the left-hand side. Make it a little bit easier. While you guys are filling out, I'll have a sip in my Cybertrade University cup. Now, if you're a student of Cybertrade University, please don't answer this question, okay? Because I know we have some students. We always have our students that love to come in here and always like to hear the feedback because they were you a long time ago. So, all right, let me end the poll, and I'm going to share the results, okay? So you could see right here, we have a 73%. Would I tell you failure in trading is about 80%? So we're pretty much there. Now, what you're about to see, fellow traders, is going to be very disturbing because I know some of you have taken classes before and you've always been taught how to read the past. I'm going to teach you how to read the future. And the future is following the money. Now, if anyone at the end of this presentation, I'm going to play you a quick little video. I'm a regular guest at NASDAQ where I actually go out there and teach people, NASDAQ wants you to learn how to trade their exchange. Okay. I don't work for NASDAQ, but they had me have to speak. They had me come there because they want you to know how to trade the exchange. If you knew how to trade, think how much smarter and better trading decisions that you'll be able to last. Listen, they want you to trade for the rest of your life. They notice a great job, but you got to know how to play the game. So let's talk about how it works. So what is an iceberg order? An iceberg order is a big block order. I'm going to show you what that is, and we're going to look for those big block orders. Now, because the reason why I came up with the iceberg is due to the movie The Titanic. And you all should probably know what happened when the Titanic hit an iceberg. Didn't work too well for all those people out there. They all died. So what is an iceberg order? A big block order. So here we're looking at a stock that, chip is going down, CHPT charge point. You could see how it started trending down and it took a huge dive right at 930. And then it did what we call a slingshot. It slingshot right at $5. So it went from 6 and tanked to 5. Now, I know some of you have been in this before and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? The stock is crashing on me. Well, guess what? Why did it stop at 5? Why didn't it stop at 550? Why didn't it go down to 4? What picked 5? I'll tell you what picked up 5. There was a buyer out there at 5, and he was a very big one. So you could see right here, let me just get some crayons out here. So when you look over here, you got your buy orders and you got your sell orders. You got the price, the shares, and the orders. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their stock for the least amount of money is over up here on top also. But because the stock is going down, what we're looking for are buyers. And right around here, you'll notice that there's a 55,000 share buyer out here for 19 shares, 19 orders. That's the reason why it went up. Not the 400 shares, not the 700, the 55,000. Now think about it. If you knew that there was a very big buyer that went out there to buy something at a specific price and you were you're just a nobody, you know what I mean? But you want to get into this industry. You know how you become very successful in trading? You find the big elephant in the room, okay? That's how you trade. And if you knew who the big elephant in the room is and you knew what he was doing, what you want to do is shadow him. You want to follow what he does. Well, with today's technology, you could do that. You could actually go out there and you could follow these orders. And that's what we see here. So when you're wondering, why did it go up? Listen, that's why it went up. Not because of Fausto said so, not because President Trump or President Biden said so, not because of BlackRock said so. It's because whoever's down there that make up those 19 orders said so. Now, let me clear this out and let me bring up another one. So, sellers. Here you have a stock that goes from 470, hits 530, and comes back down. Now, some of you have been there before, right? You're like, oh, I'm making money. And like, oh, well, I lost money. Well, how'd that happen? Well, to be a good trader, you have to read the future. The future is you always want to take a profit, right? You got to focus on taking the money off the table. And you have made that mistake before. And the reason why you made that mistake is you don't know where everybody else is. You just know what happened in the past. It's not indicative of the future. And right there, you could see that, well, if the stock is going to go down, what's going to bring it down? It's not going to be previous resistance. It's going to be sellers in the future. See, everybody's trading backwards. They all look for supports. They all look for resistance levels. They're all looking at what a 200 moving average doing. They're all looking what a Bollinger Band does. They're all looking. Forget about that junk. That stuff is delayed and they were invented by mathematicians. What you need to do is the way I was trained, being a market maker, being a trader for a brokerage firm. And what I used to do is what I was taught what to do is, oh, you want to trade Intel? You know what runs that stock? Goldman Sachs. Oh, you want to trade, Cisco? Oh, BlackRock trades that stock. Oh, we knew who the elephant was in the room. Okay. And we're just sitting there trying to make, just so happen the stock is moving. And you know what? If somebody owned a big position in it, guess what? He's going to be active. No different than what you people would do. Okay. If you were in the industry of selling cars and you sold Ferraris, and I know you're the biggest guru who sells Ferraris, okay, there's no one better is going to know about what a Ferrari's worth than you, right? You think I'm going to go out there and say, oh, I know more than you, Bill, because, who's Bill? Yeah, he runs 30% of the volume of Ferraris of the United States. But I know more than him. Yeah, you go do that and you let me know how that works out for you. Okay, you got to follow the big orders, and by not knowing that, that's how things get in trouble. Let's go over through a couple examples here. Let's talk about Tesla. Okay, so here we're looking at Tesla. It's going down. You ever own a stock? It's tanking. It's going lower. Well, let's think about this. Do you catch a falling knife? What do we need for Tesla to stop going lower? Let's say how everybody can answer that. I did not know I was actually like an institution in the penny stocks because I trade. Well, listen, Serena, first of all, I don't trade penny stocks. Okay. And the only reason why I trade penny stocks is because I can't see the big orders and everything else. Everything we trade is NASDAQ national. Okay. The old NASDAQ national stocks. Here's an example. We're looking at a brand name stock like Tesla, right? It's going down. What do we need? Look at all the answers that everyone came up with. Katan, you're right. Joe, you're right. Tom, you're right. But you're looking for buyers, right? Do you see buyers on the chart? Do you see buyers? Do you know when I was trained, the last thing I was ever taught was looking at a chart? My mentor, Frank Farad, told me, he said, what the hell are you looking at? I said, I'm looking at the chart. I could get that thing out of here. Go see what Bill from Goldman Sachs is doing over there. Is he buying it? He goes, no. Then why do you buy it? If he's not buying it, what the chart tells me it's going to go up. What does it? Yeah, maybe he was a buyer, last month, but he's not a buyer today. You got to see where he's looking to buy. So let's go to the exchange because maybe someone else wants to buy it. And sure enough, right here, when you look lower, you have 100 shares looking to be bought at 270. So let me explain something to you. Like it or not, hope all you want. That stock that's where you want to focus on buying it. Those buyers, what make support levels. The sellers are what make resistance levels. A couple of questions coming across here. Do any buyers that place orders for it to go up? Well, Darryl, we're going to get to that. And you know what, Darryl? That's a great question. It's a little bit more detailed than what I like to answer. That's why you got to do the 1 week trial with me. Okay. Yes, Serena, there is a difference. Kevin, it would be nice if you could elaborate some ideas on how traders can make a bearish trade. Well, we're looking at a bearish trade right now. But Kevin, you have to remember something. Here at CyberTrade University, we do not give recommendations. First, it's illegal. You can't do that unless you register. You probably already know that. You need to know how to make a bearish buy or sell, okay? Or, a bullish, whatever you want to call it. Follow the orders. So let's look at this example, IONQ. It's going up, okay? Now, let's say you own it, Kevin. Where are you going to get out? What's your game plan? I mean, let's answer this one right here, Kevin. How are you going to take, what is going to give you where are you going to go out there and take a profit? I mean, where's it going? To 50, 100? What do you need? What do you do to give you that sense of direction when to get in and when to get out? Mike says you got to look at the, you got to look at the orders. Oh, there you go. Well, here you go. That's the $1 million question. The $1 million question is, where does it hit the top and the beginning where it pulls back? By following those orders. So let's go to exchange. And right here, only thing that's going to push it down are sellers, right? We got to know where the sellers are. Can anyone here tell me where you see sellers? Oh, is that why, Kevin? Okay. So Kevin's question, because I have long calls with big losses. So are you trading options, Kevin? I'm just curious. Is that what you're doing? And by the way, everyone just give me the answer here. Yes, you do. Okay, Kevin, let me answer that question. I'm glad that you brought that up. First of all, why are you trading options? Are you a good stock trader? You got to understand something. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. Okay. Please don't tell me that you're one of those people that someone told you, why buy the stock? It's cheaper to buy the option. You know what I tell people that? Who's more wealthier, the person who owns the house or the person who rents the house? Okay. Do you always rent? Because you'll never build wealth. All right. If you can only afford to rent, all right, you're never going to make wealth. You got to learn how to trade the stock first. If you knew what stock was moving, then you know what to do with the option. All right. That's how you trade. Now, to answer everyone's question, if you said 1845, congratulations. You were absolutely right. Without it, and just look at this for a second. Raymond, Joe, Daryl, everyone, Kenton. Did you need a chart to tell you that? Did you need a chart to tell you that that's resistance? Did you need a Bollinger Band to tell you that? Did you need a 200 moving average, an RSI? No. But if you were everyone else, oh, got a bull flag, we got a triple top, we got a heads and shoulders, this thing's going to take off. Yeah, let me know how that works when you get to that 1840, okay? Because sure enough, it came back down. Ever been in that situation? Nah, you still not convinced? All right, don't worry about it. Let's look at something else. Okay. But before I do that, if anybody wants to know how to get the NASDAQ exchange, your brokerage firms, some brokerage firms offer it. But if you want to know where to find it, I can tell you where to get it on the exchange. This is what I want you to do. Take down my email address and just take down my email address. I'll post it in here and just send me a quick email right now. You know, Fausto, could you please email me how do I get book viewer? That's it. All right. All right. So let me move on because we're running out of time here. It's unbelievable what time goes. Now, if you think that's impressive, wait till you see what level 4 looks like. And you saw that a lot of you don't even have that either. So think of seeing all those orders and then seeing it on a heat map. And not only that, but seeing how long he's been out there for and how he's been doing it. Now, let me show you Tesla, for example, because we've been trading Tesla for a while. So remember I showed you that stock just before the FMIA? Here's Tesla, and look at this big buyer out here, how he went to buy 98,000 shares of Tesla. 98,000. You guys realize how much money that is? Okay. So when you see Tesla coming down, it's trending down from 275 and want to know why it stopped and start bouncing at 271. Well, did you see what was happening? That this buyer kept showing up and bidding it up for about 98,000 shares. And if you knew he was out there, I don't know about you, but I know I'm not trading 100,000 shares of stock of Tesla. What is that? $27 million worth of stock? Okay. Would it be nice to know where those big orders are? Well, they're there. So just like this stock right here goes up, OLVI trending up, comes up to this 50,000 share seller at $6. What do you think is going to happen when it hits a 50,000 share seller out there? It's all about knowing if it's going to break out or if it's going to go back down. And you know what? If you knew he was out there, you probably would have knew where to take a profit, or maybe you should consider holding it. It's all about following the orders, fellow traders. Now, let's look at AVGR, for example. AVGR started around $10, shot up to a whopping 12, and then came right back down to 10. How is that even possible? Why did it go up? And why did it go down from there, from that 12? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Look at AVGR. When we look at level 4, you'll notice that there was a 100,000 share seller, and he's been out there since pre-market. See that big red line? 100,000 share seller. Now, if you own a stock at 1060, what's the first thing on your mind? Take a profit. And let me tell you, 11 might be a good profit. 1150 might be a good profit. 13 would be better. 15 would be phenomenal. But how do you have a game plan and know where to get out? Well, there are sellers everywhere. 700, 3,000, 1,000. Look at all these sellers over here on the right. But when you get close to this 100,000 share seller, do you want to be the one out there that is, going to deal with a $12 million worth of stock looking to be sold at $12? Well, looking at the stock, it did go up and you had the potential to make a nice profit. So you got to have that game plan. And that game plan is what happens when we get to 12? Comes right back down. Now, let me just go back to this chart really quick. Did that chart show you why it went to 12 and why it came back down to 10? Did that help you? Like, oh, I could have figured this one out. Now you could see it because that's the past. But when we're looking at the future and we were looking at level 4 and we knew when the stock was at 11.40, we knew right from now we were 60 cents away from the huge iceberg order. And if we didn't know, and we didn't get out at that 20, boom, we just not only threw away a profit, now we booked a loss. How many times that happened to you? How many times you feel like, damn it, like you feel like somebody's watching you, like, why didn't I get out? And then why did it go down so fast? You know what the problem is? Nobody's watching you. I don't care what people tell you. It's that you have to watch them. Yes, Joe, you could also use level 4 for futures. You could use it for cryptocurrency. You could use it for options. You could use it for swing trading. Think how much smarter and better trading decisions you would make if you were able to see this. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that awesome? How about AMC? Okay, that's been a fun stock. Look at AMC, how it hit a price over here over the course of the day around 740 and shot up to 830. Not bad for a day's pay, right? $1 move, 1,000 shares, $1,000, $250 million a year. But how could you have known it was going to bounce there and back off up there? Well, when you look at AMC, it starts trending. It's on a downtrend. But when you start getting, all of a sudden, you get this big buyer that shows up, and he pops up right around here, around 744 for 100,000 shares, at 744. I don't know about you, but test it. And sure enough, he ain't going anywhere. And from 1130 to 12 to 1230 to 1 to 130, when he popped up around 1130 at 740, guess what? We're already at 775. Not bad of understanding how to keep things simple. And guess what? Where'd it end up going? All the way to the close. It went right to that big, went all the way up to that 840. And that buyer is still out there. I'm going to say this one more time. How much smarter and better trade decisions if you were able to see the future of orders that are out there? How many of you here are looking and would like to see the future orders out there? How many of you here are too focused on an indicator? How many of you are too focused on somebody telling you what to do? Which, by the way, is illegal unless they're registered. How many of you here are too focused on, some, chat box or whatever it may be, or news or earnings? I mean, that's great that company comes out of news, but what does that mean? What does that really mean? What it means to you is what it means to somebody else, because you, fellow traders, are the ants on the floor trying to get the crumbs. You're trying to make a couple of $100, just trying to survive. These people got to move 100,000 shares. You think they care about you? But all that stuff is out there. Now, what I'd like to do right now is I want to do something for everybody. I want everyone to pick a stock. Okay. And, you know, and I'm going to pick someone's stock out here, and, you know, and if I like it, I'm going to show you how we're going to utilize it reading the future. And I'm going to prove to all of you how little you know, but how much you've learned in the last 30 minutes of being here. Let me look at some. Okay, so we got a bunch of stocks here. So let me see what we got Amgen. Amgen's not doing anything. It's a $260 stock. It's down a 0.5%. Tesla, I might consider Tesla. Tesla's been a fun day trading stock. We could maybe look at that. Coinbase, Kevin. You know what? If you're not a student here, if you're a student, please don't give me a pick. I want to pick someone out here that, you know, someone else. So we got, let me just X out of some of these things here. Let me look what we got going on here. All right. Now, before I look at a stock, okay, I'm going to ask everybody one very important question. Do not give me a stock unless you own it. Okay? Because there's a reason for it. I'm going to explain to you why. So once again, I'm going to ask this one more time. If you own a stock right now, give me let me know what it is, and then we'll go from there. Serena says Coinbase. Okay, we've been trading coin. Hold on 1 second. I got to bring up some data here. All right, because I'm going to prove to all of you how little you know about trading and how much better you'll learn by letting us train you, okay, and being part of our team. So you got coin, Serena. I don't know what that is, Sander. You got to give me a symbol. I don't know all the names of these. There's 20,000 stocks out there. Devon Energy. I don't know what that means. Got to give me a symbol. DVN. So we got coin. We got. Okay, so we got that. We got Google from Shirley. Hawaiian Electric. Ooh, with the whole fire stuff going on. Not okay. Okay, now this is my question to everyone here. Let me see what we got going here. All right, so Serena, you said you own coin, right? At what price do you own it at? Let me bring up coin over here. What price do you own it at? I'm not worried about dividends right now. Dividends, listen, I own a good dividend stock too, but the thing goes down, you're not going to get anything. I'm in and out. But that's not what I answer. I need to know if you own a stock right now, even as an option trade, you know, I need to know what your strike price is for everything else. I need a stock that somebody owns. All right. So you're in and out. So that doesn't help me. All right. Who gave me S? Let me see this one right here. Someone gave me this stock right here. SMCI. Okay. All right. We might be able to get away with that one. Daryl owns Tesla at 250. Okay. All right. Let's use Tesla because I've been trading Tesla. We traded Tesla yesterday. We had some fun with that stock. All right. So you own Tesla. Let's look at Daryl. You own Tesla at 250. Okay. What's your game plan, Tesla? Daryl, with Tesla? Where's your game plan? Where to get out? Well, first of all, let me ask you this. Are you day trading it or are you swing trading it? Day or swing? You sell covered calls. Now, Daryl, why are you trading covered calls? Because you can't afford the stock? Is that the reason why? Because that's a bad answer. That's a bad reason why you should be trading it. But even if, because I probably assume that's what you're doing. But just trade in and out of it. Okay. So let's use Tesla, for example. You own at 250, right? Where's your game plan where to get in, and where's your game plan where to get out? How about this? Anyone here tell me? Let's kind of answer this question and help out Daryl. Where do you think Daryl should get out if he owns it at 250? Where do you think he should sell it? If it goes up, and if it goes down, where should he get out? All right, one of you said 249. Anyone else? He should sell at 275. Okay, anyone else? Nobody can answer this question. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here for my health, okay? I'm here to educate you that if you want to trade, you got to have a game plan. It's just not a complicated question. If you own a stock, if you own Tesla right now, let's pretend that we're all Daryl and we own the stock at $250. Where would you get in and where would you get out? Terrence says 260. Larry, I'm not going to look at that yet, okay? I want everyone else. Okay, you know what? I'll make things easier for you. How about this? Maybe I'll add a Bollinger Band, okay? Maybe I'll add an RSI. Maybe this, anyone else? I don't know, anybody else look at anything? How about a MACD? Does anyone use MACDs? Okay, anybody else? A pivot point? Okay. All right, does that help you? Let me add them in here. Maybe this got to help you out. What did I use? An RSI. I'll put this on a long-term chart. A Shankin. I heard, I know him. Let's see if everybody likes him. Put these in there. All right, just let me know. Does this help you? Maybe that will help answer your question. No one still can figure it out. This is why people lose money, okay? You don't have a game plan. You're putting all this bells and whistles up there and you're trading blind. Okay, I'm going to tell you where it is, okay? Right here, our game plan is there's a 33,000 share seller at 253. And there's a 50,000 share buyer at 250. Right now, we're at 251. So if you want to know and have a game plan, where you should get in and where you get out, those are the two numbers. Now, if you're a swing trader, I'm going to zoom out a little bit further. And guess what? When you get up to 255, you got almost 100,000 share seller. What does that come out to be? I don't know, about $250 million. If you zoom out a little bit further, you want to know where the next resistance level is? 260 for 240 and you got 47,000 shares out there. Looks like there's a lot more sellers than buyers. So not only can you apply this towards a day trade, but you could apply it to a short-term swing trade. You could also apply it on a strike price on an option. Okay. Now, what was easier to understand, that or this screen right here that everyone likes to look at? Does that help you? Do I rest my case? Now, who here wants to learn more? Who here wants to see this live in the market? Okay. All right, good. Because that's what I want to see. Now, to trade, you got to learn before you can earn. That's where it comes down to it. Look at the people on the left-hand side. Look at their monitors. Do you see any indicators on there? Do you see any charts? You know what they're looking at? Orders. This picture right here is me at the Charles Schwab booth doing a presentation, because Charles Schwab wants you to learn how to trade, okay? And they call people like us to come and do those presentations, because if you knew what you're doing, you wouldn't blow up your account, because if you blow up their account, they can't make money if you don't have an account with them. This is why Cyber Trade University has been endorsed and has been sponsored by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. Anyone here took classes, anybody? Have you ever seen them endorsed by brokerage firms? Let me tell you, these companies do background checks on us. They check our traders, see how they do. They would never have Fausto and Cyber Trade University come and do presentations if we were teaching people how to lose money. Not only that, but we also have we have the highest rank in Google than anybody in the industry. Very proud to say that. So how could you learn more? This is what we're going to do. I want to invite all of you guys to come to my trading room, which is right here. I want you to meet all the traders. I want you to see how we find these stocks. I want to show you why they're going up and going down. I cannot teach you how to make money or control your losses in 30 minutes, but I could definitely catch your interest in the next week. So all you need to do right now is take your phone and scan that QR code. That's all you need to do a trial. And we got the link right there. Because think about it. What's the worst thing that could happen? You learn something you know what? Trading's not for everybody. So why not see if it's for you first before you go out there and do it? Now, let me tell you some of the bonuses we're going to give you with this stuff. We're going to do live audio commentary. We're going to give you full access to our instructors and our students. You're also going to get live training classes. We're going to do Q&A sessions in there. We do that every day. You're going to get hundreds of hours of recordings and workshops. And also, as a bonus, I'm going to give you my book. Okay, you can go buy on Amazon and pay, $47. It's #1 bestseller by Wiley, the publisher, or I'll give it to you for free. All this stuff you're going to get, and you get to meet all the traders, all the instructors at Cyber Trading University. And you're going to get full access to all the chat and all the classes that we do. I just feel that I love teaching people. I just came back from Canada. I did an on-site, and I just hate seeing people go out there and lose money in trading. It's not worth it. It's really, really not. Why go out there and risk all that hard work and that money you work hard for, and then for what? $9? That's all it's going to cost you. So there's my book. You're going to get that. All you have to do is do the scan. All right. Here's our workshop that you're going to get for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do live commentary in the morning. We got workshops in the middle of the day. We do live commentary in the afternoon. You don't have to be there every day. If you just be there just 1 or 2 days, I know people work. I know some of us have to go to the doctor. Someone's got to babysit our grandkids. I know I've been there. I'm doing it. Not the grandkids part, though. God forbid. My wife will freak out. I'm not that old yet, thank God. But listen, life gets in the way. So listen, trading's not a full-time job, but listen, just make the opportunity to be there. Now, regarding about a couple of questions, to answer some people's questions, these are some popular questions people ask. How much money do I need to start? First of all, yes, John, it's money back guaranteed. Listen, John, let me explain something to you. Do you see that picture in the back right there? That jersey, right? That's not a picture, it's a jersey. That's somebody called Michael Schumacher. That jersey right there is probably worth about $25,000. I don't need your $9. Those are his shoes that he wore racing. You know what those things are worth? Priceless. I have things in here. I don't need your $9. You know what I need? I need real people. If you can't even make an investment for $9, and I really don't want to, I don't want to waste my staff's time, and you don't want to waste our time. So, but if you do it for a week, I'll give you $9 back. I'm looking for traders that want to be part of my team, but I'm looking for serious people. And if you're serious, you'll make a small investment. And yes, and by the answer to the other question, no, we're not going to bill you 7 days from now and, and try to scam you on something like, we don't do any of that stuff. How much money you need to start? $9. That's all you need. Okay. You don't need a brokerage account. You don't need any of that stuff. All right. All we want you to do is watch and see how the traders are doing in a trading room. That's all you need to do. Okay. We'll tell you how to get level 3 and level 4. But you're not going to need it for the training part of it. Right now, you just need to know what we do, how we do it, how to wake up in the morning, how to stick around in the afternoon, and just see what these things move. That's all it is. All right. Does your room also cover options? Not only do we do options, we do swing trading and we do day trading. I'm actually a day trader. That's like third protocol before we even get there. Once again, just scan a QR code and do that. Now, so just grab your phone, scan that QR code, or click that link. Now, a couple of questions coming across here. I want to do a couple of shout outs out here too. You got a couple of people here that registered. Sherry, I just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Beth has got your registration. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Alex got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Abdul got your registration. Good to see you. Now, listen, when you register, this is very important. Everybody here is going to get access to talk to one of our education advisors. They're going to do a walkthrough. They're going to show you what's going on. Listen, we're very big when it comes to customer service. Okay. Our number's there. We don't hide behind emails, any of that stuff. But when you register, you are going to need to fill out a time slot. You're going to see a calendar right there. Pick any time. Doesn't matter what's good for you. And they'll do a walkthrough with you. You'll get access to the trading room. We'll show you what kind of videos you get to watch. and just watch and see what goes on. That's all you have to do, fellow traders. Think about it. You've been here for over 40 minutes. How much did you learn in 40 minutes that you didn't know before? That's what trading is all about. And it's all going to cost you $9. And why we do $9? Listen, I could do it for free, but I'm not interested in free people. Okay. If you can't afford $9 and you can't afford to put a trade out there, that's the way I look at it, because you have to trade. That's why you're in this business. So think of it as doing a ticket charge, which even they're free now anyway. No problem. Larry says, I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it now. Good to see you, Larry. I'm waiting for your registration. We'll see when it comes in. All right. Now, as a bonus, this is what I'm going to do also. If you register right now, I will actually give you a free coaching class. So for everyone out there, my goal is this. We need to have a conversation. Okay. The conversation is someone has to interview you and see if you're qualified to trade. And let me tell you, some of you are and some of you aren't. So if you see how we do things, the best thing that can happen is that you're going to find out the real truth of how trading really works. And then you'd be like, oh, now I get it. It's not really for me. It's not my style. And that's okay. But you got to learn how to start to do from somewhere. All right. Any other questions? There you go. $9. You get all that good stuff. Some people are like, why is it so cheap? I just paid $800. I just paid $600 in another event. You know what? You probably made a good investment at $600. Now you're going to pay $609. All right. Any other questions? A couple other shout outs. Shari just got your registration. Daryl, welcome to the family. Look forward to teaching you. What else we got here? Jamie got your registration from California. Welcome aboard. Just got your registration. Now, listen, traders, very important. When you fill out that questionnaire, you're going to see that we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Please let us know. Did anyone ever train you? Do you have account or brokerage account? I mean, do you have level 4? The more you help us, the more we can help you. Because listen, that's really what it comes down to it. All right. There we go. Let me just pause this really quick. Here we go. Before I play that video and get everybody registered, I'd like you to watch one of the videos as you guys are registering right now on NASDAQ. Listen what we have to talk about. Listen how important NASDAQ wants you to learn how to trade. And everything we talk about, you're going to learn it all in it. All right. No problem, Mark. Thank you very much. And look forward to teaching you also. Same thing for you, Larry, everybody else. Enjoy the video, and everyone else, thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. Thanks for all the registrants. If you didn't register, listen, I get it. That's fine. Maybe not ready yet, but I would lock it in now. You don't have to book it immediately. You could do it next week. You could do it next month, whenever you're ready to do it, but definitely tie in and get it done sooner than later, right? It's always better when it's fresh in your mind. Happy trading, everyone. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you all in the trading room.
Market Studio in Times Square, New York City. We have Fausto Pugliese, president of Cyber Trading University, to discuss using NASDAQ book viewer to trade market trends. And it's so interesting, Fausto, we're almost sector company agnostic. It applies for all different types of companies.
All different ones, Jill. And being earnings week, there's been just so much been going on with the market in regard to some things. But like NASDAQ book viewer has been such a big help in today's markets. And I want to start out talking about Raytheon. I mean, this stock in general just took a very, very big beating. It's been on a downtrend. It's been getting hit pretty hard. And sometimes people look at it like, when do I average down here, or do I take my losses now? And when you look at the NASDAQ book viewer, you'll notice that there was a 157,000 share buyer right around that was at $81.74. I mean, that is a substantial order. When you look at the book viewer, look on the bid and offer. There's not that many shares, 10 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares. But when you see 150,000, it's like, why would someone want to buy at that specific price? But as you work your way down, you'll notice that as soon as it came to that big buyer, the stock just basically bounced. And this is like something people have to learn, that when they try to figure out, do I average down? Do I take my losses? Well, listen, the stock's not going to zero. There's always going to be buyers, and someone thought it was a good trade there. And that's why you have to follow the book viewer.
Right. And you can see here that it tested at 81.50 exactly with the.
And it bounced about 5 points from there, almost a little bit more than that. So sometimes you can average your cost down, but you got to know when to do it and when not to do it.
All right, let's move along now to our next one, Siri. a name that trades quite frequently, a little bit of news in the market this week with that.
So Series been on a really good tear lately. It's stock that basically was right around the $3-4 price range. It's been on a big rally. Now, the thing is this. There's an old saying, whatever goes up comes down twice as fast. So the thing is, when you're trading a stock, you want to know, okay, where's the big resistance levels? Because not only could you use the book viewer as a day trader, you could use it as a swing trade. So Series Trader was making a really, really big run. So the goal is it going to 7? Is it going to 10? Is it going to 20? Well, when you look at the book viewer, you got a 531,000 share seller sitting at $7.75, Jill. And if you look as we move on to the next slide, you'll notice that it hit that resistance. And listen, they're 10,000, 50,000, but we're talking 500,000. You're not talking chump change. Hits that resistance a couple of days later, boom, the stock comes right back down. And now you're hovering right around the $4 price range. And that's how you can convert a big winner into a loser.
Yeah, let's take a look at DWAC. Right? I mean, day traders love to trade this.
DWAC is such a fun stock. And this is a classic example of what's called a breakout. So everybody wants to know, like, how do stocks break resistance levels? How do they know how they're going to go higher? I thought to get out. My indicators told me to do that. Well, when you look at the NASDAQ book viewer, the goal is you always want to have a game plan. See, what's nice about it, it teaches you the future. You're not focused on the past. And it's all about those orders. And right here on DWAC, which is a fun stock, there was a 240,000 share seller at $23. So as a stock, you can see it's been having a really good trend. It got to that resistance and it stopped right there. Now, this is where the breakout kicks in. That 240,000 share seller got done. And the way you know that is by looking at time and sales, and you could see it obviously just trickling away, which a lot of people neglect and don't realize the value of that time and sales. But you saw it on book viewer and you could see those orders actually just dwindling down. And what happens? Stock goes up right to 25.
I mean, that's really quite the run there. And you can even see, okay, when is the time to sell? If we look at the book viewer there, you see that 25, 24 price is what you need to be paying attention to.
Because as you're working your way down, Jill, you'll notice there are sellers at every single price level. And because we got away from fractions, we're at decimals, they're at every single penny. But you could see it when you work your way down on that book viewer, boom, right there, 252,000 shares. So the game plan as a trader is like, okay, my next resistance levels will be $2. Now, $2 is a lot when you're talking a short period of time. It didn't take too long to get there, maybe like 30 minutes. And $2 could be a very significant profit. But if you didn't get out there, Jill, look what ended up happening. Stock came right back down to $20. And that's how you convert a winner into a loser. And that's not what you want to do. And that's why the book viewer is such a value tool.
Let's wrap up and talk about XPEV. I believe this is an ADR. I mean, you can use it to trade anything.
Absolutely. And what's I want to save the best for last, because this stock was a great stock that we traded the other day on the pre-market. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you can trade in pre-market and you can use the book viewer. It starts really early. A lot of traders can't, depending on what kind of broker you have, they won't allow you to trade until the market opens up. But if you have a direct access broker, you can. But here on this stock right here, this was an awesome trade. So right around, what is this? Around 9.55, the stock had a big pop from 15.75 to 17.50. Now, what's classic about this stock that there was a 200,000 share buyer sitting at 17.20, and he was sitting there for about maybe 20 minutes, right before the open. Now, I don't know, maybe he got an order, maybe some trader got an order and had to buy it there. But listen, if you have the book viewer, you can see that because there was no other orders out there that substantial at that price.
Right.
So it ended up happening once the market opened up, Jill, boom, the stock just took off and went past 18, shot all the way up to a price of $21 in a matter of 30 minutes. And it all was predicated on that big buyer that ran it up. And by you seeing those orders, and if you had access to see what's happening pre-market, you could have had that game plan to get in. But once again, focusing on where to take that profit.
Fausto, you had mentioned that you can trade pre-market, you could trade aftermarket. And for newer traders out there, is there a benefit to only trade from 9:30 to 4, or is it okay to trade pre and post market?
Well, the advantage is that without being as a market maker and I used to trade, you having access to that data before the street gets in or the general public to get in. Remember, they put orders in and they can't get their orders executed until the market opens up. But as a trader, we're out there and let's say you had a guarantee order. I'm going to go out there and say, oh, well, I got Jill wants to buy it. Well, I got a guarantee buy. I'll go out there and buy it. And everybody could see that who has access to that account. And then what happens when these orders start filling in, they have to get executed. And that's how they get driven up the way they do. But when you have the NASDAQ book viewer, which basically controls maybe about 50% of the volume of the total market, that's a substantial amount of volume to kind of give you a sense of direction where the stock's going to go. other than, everyone, general public just trading a couple hundred shares.
All right, Fausto, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.